Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to your Monday morning edition of Wasatch Weekends. We love getting to be here to bring you some great community information. Now, if you're looking for something to do on Pioneer Day, well then Heber City has a wonderful celebration that you're not going to want to miss out on, and we're going to get you some more information here in just a moment, as well as us talking to the National Wildlife Federation about how important it is to keep our wildlife safe, and then introducing you to some fabulous people from T-Mobile. So if that's your wireless carrier, well then you're going to want to stay tuned. Let's take a look at that local weather forecast right now. Are you looking for a great way to celebrate Pioneer Day? Well then make your way over to Heber and enjoy all of the wonderful events and festivities that they've got going on. And we're here to bring you an exclusive interview to give you more information about what you can expect.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 Charleston Town Pioneer Day is coming up next month on Wednesday, July 24th at the Charleston Park. And to tell us all the details about this highly anticipated event, as well as some vendor and sponsorship opportunities, we have Jana Brown joining us today. Jana, how are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining us.
I'm doing great. I just flew in late last night for my real job at Visit Heber Valley. So, but this opportunity is great for any locals or any businesses that really want to have that hometown feel.
Absolutely.
And have people really appreciate them for doing things like this in the community.
Yeah, absolutely, Jana. We're so excited to speak with you about this event. And I kind of want to start off by talking a little bit about the history and tell me a little bit about what is Pioneer Day and yeah, the history of this event.
Yeah. So Pioneer Day is when Brigham Young came to Utah and claimed that this was his state, basically. So they stake claim Midway and Heber were mostly places to farm, where Park City was more the mining, but a lot of the residents were here in Heber Valley. So Charleston was one of the later towns established, but it's been going on for several years.
Yeah.
It stopped during COVID, unfortunately, but now we're back. It's the second year that I am on the committee, and I think they wrote me into it knowing that I really love my town.
Yeah, and we were just talking off camera. You are a Charleston local for many years, and you have some memories about this event growing up. Tell me, kind of, what do you remember about this event as a child, or what are your memories?
Yeah, so 6 a.m. my dad would go and would light off explosives to wake everybody up in the town. And then that would start out the event. That would be the race, the breakfast. All the residents get a free breakfast voucher. And so you got free breakfast. You got to actually work the breakfast, which is even more fun than eating it. So, and then, just different activities during the day. There was different yard games. There was, the three-legged sack race. Now it's cornhole and slide bouncy houses. So a little bit different, but same feel.
It's very cool, Jana, that you have kind of this personal experience and this personal connection to Pioneer Day, and now you get to be on the committee and planning everything and kind of being on the ground, making sure everything is sailing smooth for the event. Now, last year, I know that you all had around 3,000 guests, something crazy like that, which is a lot of people. Tell me, what we can expect for this year, or some of the activities or events planned for this upcoming event.
Yeah. So we have the Charleston 5K that starts off at 7 a.m. That one is fun. I have actually taken it on with Charleston Town
Yeah.
to now organize that. And so, everybody gets a t-shirt that registers, everybody gets a medal that registers. It's just a lot of fun first thing in the morning, and then they can go on over and have breakfast. After breakfast, then the vendors come in. There's a car show, there's a cornhole tournament, and then the vendors come in around 11 a.m.
Okay.
So they could just, hang out for the day if they want to, because there's
Yeah.
food trucks, there's entertainment, there is a live auction at 3:30, and last year it was huge. There were several people that were really involved in it.
Yeah.
We raised a lot of money for a good cause, plus to make our Charleston Pioneer Day a little bit better every year.
Yeah.
There were several different items that were given out from the community, which was great, because if they didn't want to sponsor, they still gave back.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like a fun-filled event for all of the community, and it all kicks off at 6:45, right, Jenna, with the flag raising
Yes.
ceremony, followed by that 5K that you mentioned. And it really goes on throughout the entire day up until 7 p.m. when we have live entertainment.
Yeah, the live entertainment, this will be their second year, Wildwood, and they loved the opportunity to come last year, and it was so enjoyable for them that they wanted to come again this year. So that says a lot
Yeah.
about everything. And then the fireworks, they just kind of stop the music during the fireworks, and people watch them, and then it's time to go home.
Wow, what a fun event. And that's all happening next month on Wednesday, July 24th at the Charleston Park. Jenna, I also want to talk a little bit about some opportunities for businesses or community members who want to be involved either as vendors or sponsors. Tell me a little bit about those opportunities.
So sponsors, we have different ones. We have like the fireworks sponsors, we have the activity sponsors, we have the parade sponsors, and then we have the race sponsors as
Yeah.
well. So it ranges from anywhere from $500 to $10,000. So based on that is dependent on if they're on Facebook, if we do social media. And the deadline for that, unfortunately, is June 15th, so that we have time to put those sponsors on all of our posters and everything to get them out, so people know that they're helping out with us and our community.
Absolutely. So deadline for
Yeah.
the sponsors, June 15th. What about the vendors? What's that process like? Are there still opportunities for vendors to come in and set up at the event?
Yep. So the vendors, it's 150 per day.
Okay.
Food trucks, we've already signed them all up, so they're done.
Okay.
We have some face painters and some balloon artists already signed up and ready to go, which is really awesome for the little kids. And those would be due a week prior, and you just contact me, and I will make sure that you get contacted with the rest of the application and everything like that. If you are from Charleston, however, you get to do the vending for $75. So it kind of gives you a little bit of perk.
Yeah, a discounted fee for all of the Charleston residents and all the Charleston businesses. So definitely don't miss out those opportunities either as a sponsor or as a vendor, and support this amazing community event. Jana, what was your contact information for anybody interested in getting in touch with you?
So it's Jana Brown, JanaBrown 3 at gmail.com.
There you have it. Make sure you contact Jana with any questions, and she will put you in contact with the right people, for this wonderful event. Jana, thank you so much for joining us today and chatting with us a little bit about the Pioneer Day, which I know everyone is looking forward to, and it's going to be a great day. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Jana. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with more of the show right after this. So stay tuned.
We had the opportunity to catch up with the National Wildlife Federation. Now, we know that here in the mountains, we've got a lot of wildlife to look after, and it's really important that you keep yourself and the animals safe. So let's hear what they have to say.
Last year, a bipartisan infrastructure investment and jobs act was signed in with an Inflation Reduction Act. So with those signed into one, there was a lot of things that were happening. Number one, transitioning into more clean energy. The goal was to reduce energy costs and then a lot of jobs for millions and millions of people. Here to join me this morning, Shannon Hake-Williams. She is the National Wildlife Federation Lead Climate and Energy Advisor. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great to have you on the show today. What an exciting thing last year when these two acts were combined to create all these jobs, again, with a lot of focus on clean energy. Now, for the viewers, what exactly is clean energy?
Sure. Well, clean energy, by and large in this country is really wind power and solar power. Those are probably the two most well-known forms of clean energy. And when we mean clean, we mean they don't produce pollution, whether it's local air or water pollution that you might get from fossil fuel-based energy like coal or natural gas, or the climate warming emissions like greenhouse gases, like carbon dioxide that you also get from fossil fuel-based power. These alternatives, clean energy alternatives, just don't produce these side effects. So they're much better for our planet and for our health.
Well, now exactly what does this do? What's the benefit for our communities?
These investments from the two pieces of legislation that you mentioned are funneling tens of billions of dollars into our economy and into every community across America, whether it's creating new clean energy manufacturing facilities to revitalize our industrial base, whether it's installing new technologies for clean energy in new projects out west or anywhere really. They really are. Offshore wind is another type of exciting project that people on the East Coast might be interested in. And also electrification of our vehicle fleet, replacing school buses with clean electric school buses. There's just a whole host of different kinds of investments that are coming from this legislation and that every town can find its future in.
Now let's focus on some of these benefits. Number one, let's talk about the health benefits, the benefits to the wildlife. You're very much involved with that, and then overall with the climate.
Sure. Well, as I mentioned, the pollution benefits are really tremendous. Not only is there not the same level of pollution coming from fossil fuels in terms of creating health risks for people, lung ailments, heart ailments, premature death. These are all things that come from the types of pollution that we get when we burn fossil fuels. And this actually affects wildlife as well. It can affect their health, but also, what we really care about at National Wildlife Federation are climate effects too. These fossil fuels, they fuel climate change that changes everything around them for the wildlife. It affects their habitat. It can make the resources hard for them to come by and shelter, food and water availability. So it really can dramatically change everything that they need to rely on in nature.
Now, as far as the job sector goes, where are the jobs being created and how is that growth taking place?
The two pieces of legislation have already created 75,000 jobs in the clean energy sector. Ever since passage, which is pretty remarkable, that hasn't been very long at all so far, and has launched more than 300 major clean energy projects and dozens of clean manufacturing projects as well, creating new facilities and jobs all along the way. And that's just the beginning, because with each new facility or new project that starts, it'll attract other business as well. Businesses who are looking for the clean places to launch. They want to rely on a clean source of energy themselves for their own businesses. They have commitments that they want to make to help protect the climate too.
After a year, 75,000 jobs, that's absolutely incredible. And again, reaching those milestones and the goals. Now, with each individual community, how can those that represent the community make sure that they're taking full advantage of these two acts that have been merged together?
Absolutely. This isn't something that just happens all by itself. So really encourage people to talk to their local officials, their leaders in town, whether it's the mayor or the local representatives in Congress or on city council, to make it known that they want to see the benefits of these investments in their towns too, like in Vail, and why. This is important for what they care about, for whether it's skiing or tourism dollars. I mean, we rely on a stable, clean environment and climate in order to have healthy families and a healthy business culture and climate. So they should make it known that they want to see these investments too. And they can, if they want to find out more information, go to cleanenergy.gov as well and look into those specific sorts of investment opportunities and make sure that their officials know about those too.
Energy, climate, jobs. What three great things to put together. Shannon, thank you so much for everything that you're doing, and thank you for spending time with us.
Who's your wireless carrier that you use every single day? Well, we're going to give you some tips and tricks on how to select them.
Here we are with Vivian Fabiola talking to us about T-Mobile. Viviana, what brings you here?
Yes, thank you so much. Well, today we are talking about a few things, but we're talking about what customers are asking for when it comes to switching brands. And we're also discussing the importance of customer service and transparency and all that good stuff.
What are Americans looking for when purchasing a service?
Yeah, when Americans are purchasing a service, I think we're all looking for the best deals, right? We all want the greatest offers, the greatest deals. There's nothing worse than those surprise fees or charges on your bill. And of course, there's nothing better than a good deal. So I think being an informed consumer is being a great consumer.
Why is customer service so important for customers?
I think customer service is super important because at the end of the day, if we don't feel like we're being treated right, if we don't feel valued, we're going to take our business elsewhere, right? So there are two reasons why people usually switch phone carriers or go to a different brand. Number one, rising costs, and number two, we don't feel valued. So I think customer service is super important. I'll tell you about a recent experience that I had after my 3-year-old television stopped working and the company just profusely refused to help me. So what did I do? I moved on to the next best brand. And I think we live in such a fast-paced society that it's easy to do that. You just move on to the next. So I think keeping your existing customers is of the utmost importance. And as a matter of fact, in a new survey done by Metro by T-Mobile, they found that 71% of people feel like their wireless carrier gives more importance and respect to new customers than existing customers. And I think that's a little shocking because as existing customers, we want to feel just as valued.
What are some tips for customers looking to switch brands?
I think if you're looking to switch brands, number one, you have to figure out what are your needs, right? What are your wants? What do you need from a service or a product? And number two, what your budget is, what you're willing to spend, and what you want to receive in exchange. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to do your research. I mean, we live in such a digital world that the internet is at our fingertips, so we can literally head to TikTok, or if you're like me, I love looking up YouTube reviews. And I think the internet is our best friend when looking for a new brand or a new service, because that's where we're going to really hear and feel what working with the company is like. And I think after you have all the information, you'll be able to make kind of an educated decision or choice as to where you're going to take your money and your business.
What are some of the benefits and incentives companies are offering loyal customers?
Yeah, well, we used to think, that the perks and incentives were only done by credit card companies. We usually associate like getting that cash back when you use your credit card on food or gas, right? So a lot of companies like Metro by T-Mobile are doing something to change that by providing bundle deals into their existing phone plans. So they actually just announced their new Metro Flex plans. And one of those plans actually includes a Prime membership. So with your Prime membership, you get the free 2-day shipping, and that in itself is a $14.99 value a month. So you can imagine, you feel like you're saving money, you're receiving more value. It's like getting more bang for your buck. A couple of their other plans includes unlimited talk and text to over 210 countries and destinations. So if you're someone that has family abroad, you're going to want to go with a plan like that. So like I said, it's all about researching and figuring out what plan or what brand is going to work best for what your needs are.
This is great information. Where can we go to learn more?
Yeah, to learn more, you can just head to metrobytmobile.com.
want to thank you so much for tuning into your Monday morning edition of Wasatch Weekends. We hope that you've enjoyed all of this wonderful information that we've brought you, and we hope to see you over in Heber City for the Pioneer Day celebration. Make sure that you tune in every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to Wasatch Weekends, because we love getting to be here to bring you some great new information each and every week. I've been your host, Maddie Evans, and we'll see you next time.